Good morning, y'all. So we are heading to a testing site. I am going to go take a certification test. But let me just point something out to you. I'm a big believer of speaking things into existence. So before I became a nurse, one thing I used to always do was say I wanted to be a nurse, right? Didn't know how I was going to do it. Never really thought deep in detail about if I can get it done or whatever. I just knew that I wanted to do it, and whatever it took, I was going to do it, right? So anyways, I began to tell myself as if I was already where I wanted to be. Like I was already, when people would ask me, oh, what are you, blah, 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 blah. I'm a nurse, but I was a nurse assistant. But I would tell them that I was a nurse, and it was to the point to where, you speak on things to where, not saying that where you believe it, because yeah, you believe it, you speaking it on yourself, but you begin to live as if you already, what you say you are. So, but anyways, y'all, that's what I did when I became a nurse. I spoke on it. So now there are certain things in my life now that I'm doing that I'm speaking on it as if it's already there. Some things are already in motion. Some things I'm preparing, but some things that is not quite official, but I make it official by keeping it relevant and making it a part of my life and basically already claiming it. So I'm going to go take a certification. I've already spoke on it. I already got it. I'm claiming it. It's going to be for me. I'm not worrying about whoever else took the test and didn't pass it and what bad things they had to say or whatever. I only know me. I feel like I've been a nurse long enough and I want to complete this test, so that's what I'm going to go do. And then afterwards, I'll get back with y'all to let y'all know how that went. But if I don't say anything else today, I do want to encourage y'all to believe in yourself. Stay focused on your goal. Take it step by step. Don't look at you can look at the big picture, but when you begin to work on it, just take it step by step, because trying to bite off too much at a time, it can become overwhelming. Whatever it is that you're doing in life, it can become very overwhelming. So sometimes you just have to look at it step by step. Because other than that can create anxiety, the ability to feel overwhelmed about things that you feel like that you can't have that control, and you can't just quite get all the necessary things you want done during the time frame you want it done. So anyways, y'all, I'll just say all that to say I'm about to go take this certification test, something that I've been wanting to take, and I'm excited about it. I'm not nervous. Honestly, I haven't like quite just really spent a lot of time studying and preparing for it, because I kind of feel like, okay, this is the area I've been working in for so long. So, I mean, give or take, when I was practicing questions, yeah, I would miss some because, some things were refresher to me. So I think I did more like a refresher. I practiced like 4 quizzes and an actual exam, and, so I don't know. I don't want to overdo it. Again, I try not to make myself nervous. If it don't work out this time, I can wait 3 months, take it again. I'm learning to not be so hard on myself. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and focus on this road, y'all, because I'm going to go take this test, and I'm going to come back and let y'all know my results. All right, y'all, I have arrived to my testing site. I'm like 30 minutes early. Something telling me I should go ahead and do a quick, look over something real quick. And then something is like, just go ahead and go in there, get the process started, because I might have to do a lengthy process and I need to be in there by 12. But because at this point, if you don't know something, you don't know it. And it's it's okay. If you don't know something, then you don't know it, and you just gonna study it the next time you come across it. But I have faith in myself. If I really didn't know if I'm prepared or not, then I would have prepared a bit more. But I felt like even when registering for the test, I felt like I'm at a point where I've had so many years of doing what I'm doing to where I'm not going to know everything, but I should know a decent amount to get me through the test. So we'll take this time, y'all. We'll just go in for some prayer and then we'll get in there. Dear Heavenly Father God, I come to you with a bowed head and a humble heart and just asking you, God, to be with me. I pray that I walk in there with ease. God, I know you prepared me for this. I've been a registered nurse long enough. I pray that every knowledge that I have, it will come forward. I pray that any questions that's out to be confusing, God, I pray that I see them very clearly for what they are, that I get through this, I sort through this, I accomplish this goal so I can move on to the next. Heavenly Father God, I thank you just for all that you do, for guiding me, for bringing me to my testing destination safely. And I just pray, and I first of all just thank you for everything, God. And I just pray that I go in there and I have success. In your name I pray, God. Amen. All right, y'all. It's time to go in there, so I'll see y'all when I get back.
3 hours later.
Oh my God. I took this certification test, y'all, and I mean, I might be blowing this out of proportion, y'all, but y'all, just let me tell y'all, let me cut this car off. Y'all, so I walked out of the place and I went to the bathroom. Like when the test was over, y'all, I took the test. I took the RNBC board certification test or whatever. And y'all just don't know, like, I literally always said I wanted to take this test, but I never really took the test because I literally would forget about it. Like it would slip my mind or whatever. But I told y'all, man, I have some goals I'm trying to accomplish, some personal, some career-wise. And this has been something that I wanted to do for the last like 5 years, y'all. So, but anyways, when I finished taking that test, y'all, I swear I thought I failed that test. I thought I failed it. I walked out of there. I was kind of embarrassed. The lady was sitting there at the computer, and the way she kind of felt like she was being a little tad bit mean to me, I just thought I had failed. So I didn't want to make eye contact with her. I knew I had to pee. I said, let me just grab my phone, grab my keys, and let me go pee, and then I'll go look at the results later. I was on the phone. I pulled over here at this Whataburger to try to grab something, and while I'm sitting in the drive-through line, like I'm on the phone with my daughter because we talking about her school, and I just said, let me get on the website and look. And y'all check my email, and it said I passed. It said I passed, y'all. And I just started crying. I started crying, and I said, oh my God, let me hurry up and get on here so I can. I would have wanted to share my reaction with y'all, but I didn't have my other phone to, no other device to look at the results while I'm on the phone while I'm, vlogging this, y'all. But I passed it. And honestly, like I said, y'all, I spoke on this. I had already had the initials behind my name on my jacket. Now I can have my little board certification little tag. Y'all, this test, I hear a lot of people fail it over and over, and they say it's just so hard, this and that. Y'all, it was hard. Some of that stuff, I was like, man, whatever. I'm just gonna go with, I think this the answer. Let me just go with this. And I wasn't even too sure. Some stuff I was sure, but it's just the way they worded things. They worded questions where I had to go back and just really, really read it to see what exactly are they asking, y'all. It was so frustrating. But anyways, y'all, the whole point is I got this part off my to-do list. Now I can proceed to the next thing. I was just concerned that I wasn't going to be able to proceed mentally, even though I was physically going to go start working on other stuff I wanted to work on. But mentally, I wanted to make sure I had passed it. Behind my name, on my jacket, on my flyers for my business, on just, yeah, I spoke this into existence, y'all. This was part of the plan. I wanted to be certified. I should have been did it. Your girl been a nurse almost 10 years. It's the board certification. They usually recommend that you take it like 2 years after you've been in med-surg. But when I first got out of nursing school, I went into I worked neurosurgery. So it was focused on just that. It wasn't like a general med-surg floor. Even though we did some med-surg things, it was just so much focus on back surgeries, brain, neck, all that type of stuff. It wasn't so much diabetes, all this other stuff. So I really wasn't as comfortable. Yeah, I don't know if the lighting is getting darker. Let me just do this. I really wasn't just as comfortable just trying to sit for that after 2 years. And then when I did leave, 2 years of working that, I went to another place where it was an actual med-surg place when I got hired, but then it turned to like an oncology hospice and all that. And I felt like I don't know, like I just lost the mojo. And then working where I currently work at now in the hospital, whenever I work at my hospital job, like y'all know, I'm float pool, so I work all over. So for the majority of the majority, I do get a lot of med-surg experience. But anyways, y'all, I took that test. To some of you who taken it before and passed it, y'all might be thinking I'm overdoing it, but you only gonna think that if you took it and passed it, because then you're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. But if you took it and failed it, you're gonna be like, that's hard. And lately I've been hearing from people who took it and failed it. So I was like, oh Lord, it's gonna be hard. But you know, I passed it, y'all. I was so excited, so I just wanted to tell y'all. Don't forget, manifest, y'all. Like, speak it into existence. Act like you already got it, and while you work on getting it.